Should be like. Mickey, hey, how you doing? Give me just a second. I'm trying to get everything set up on my normal, everything behind deal. There we go. All right, how's your day going today? Still don't have all this mess cleaned up, which I haven't been here long. Olivia, hello, Pops. Pops said, Olivia, hey, hope you're doing well. You change your. Let's see what you done. Hey, Amy, how you doing? Yeah, somebody changed her profile picture. I like it. Mickey says, I'm good. Trevor said, hi. Hello, Trevor. Olivia said, have you seen what I decided to do with my channel? I have not. I just clicked on it, but I was just looking at the picture. Amy says, I'm excited. What you excited for, Amy? We all are, but what you excited for? Mickey says, R. Let's see what I got. Let me go back to Olivia's page here. Oh, cool. I like that, Olivia. I will have to go back and watch each one of them and give you credit for it. Let me see, what does it do? Yeah, oh, it just shows you pictures. Let me do this. Let me help you out a little bit here. There we go. There we go. I went through and give them all likes. They are cool. I do like that. Trevor says 42. LOL. Olivia said thanks. Annabelle says, hey, everyone. Olivia said thank you. Mickey says, I need to go to bed. It's 12:05 a.m. or, well, I appreciate you stopping in, but your sleep's important. So, you know, I do understand. Amy says 561 subs. Awesome, Amy. That is good. Roscoe said, what's up, guys? God bless. God bless you too, Roscoe. Trevor says, do you mean 42? Because that's what I put in the chat. I meant 42. See, those numbers you're adding, those are old. See, we did that when we were young. We just did it a lot more numbers on than that. We had our own little thing going on. Libby said, Boggy caught wind of it real fast. I don't know that he actually turned on notifications on my channel. Mick says, could you maybe make your live stream earlier? No, I get off at 5:30 off of my regular work. And then, like I said, time I get off of work and get in here and get everything set up, 6 o'clock is about as early as I can get it. I'm sorry. Yeah, Trevor, we did that 6, 7 bull crap when we were young too, but we did have a lot more numbers on it. We made a song out of ours. Trevor says, "Oh, I am not used to 42. I'm used to 67." Okay. You do realize 67 is 42, don't you? See, when we were young, we did it 8675309. We had a lot more numbers on it. We did it cool. Let's see. Annabelle said Bucky's tearing apart the interior of the Mustang, and Charles is putting the motor and transmission in, and I'm sitting on the hood of the Toyota playing the music and talking to you. Well, thank you, Annabelle. That's awesome. Trevor said, no, I never realized that. 42 said, well, that's life. Don't need to be sorry. You should stream on your time, not theirs, Pop Pops. Well, I mean, everybody likes, it's early in the morning for them, so I think it's nice that they want to watch. And I do understand people need to sleep, so I wished I could. Believe me, if I was in a position like Daryl, which he still got work to do, don't get me wrong, but I actually have to go to the railroad and I can't do the YouTube during the day. I sure wished I could though. It'd be nice. Mickey said, okay. AC's sent thumbs up for 10 joules. Ethan sent 100 for 2 joules. Thank y'all. I don't know what all that does, but I do appreciate it because everything seems to help out just a little bit. Every little bit helps. Man, everybody leave is showing 3 people, 9 thumbs up. Good Lord. Surely I got more than 3 people in here. What we got here? Let's see. We got Joe Bird said, hey, Pops. Hello, Joe Bird. Trevor said, my friend works on the railroad too. Really? That's what's he do? Trevor said, but I'm to be a train conductor. That's what my son is. My son's a train conductor or engineer. He can do both. He drives a train or conducts a train. Either way, he can do both. I actually work on the railroad itself and make sure it's safe. Let's see who we got here. Muhammad's waving. Hello, Muhammad. Tom says, Tom, I don't think this is the right live for you. You're welcome to stay if you talk like you got some sense, but we do not talk about that in here. Thank you. Joe Bird said, hey, Trevor. Muhammad said, peace. 4 times. Peace, peace, peace. Thank you. 6 people in here, 11 thumbs up. Thank you very much. Again, Tom, we don't talk about it. That's my second time telling you that's not for this channel. I do not want to delete you or anything, so please stop. Trevor said, what's up? Not much. Joe Bird said, Tom, stop it. Yeah, I'm not going to let one more time, and I'm going to have to hide him. Well, there you go. I should have... Let's see, where's my little thing out? Right here. All right, Tom, if you want to come back and act like you got some sense, you come back in a little bit. Let's see, Reaper said meow. Joe Bird said, hey, Reaper. 6 people in here, 12 thumbs up. Thank you. Joe Bird said, where we go, he's gone. Yeah, I sent him away for a few minutes, about a minute, to see if he'll act right, because like I said, that's not what I want in here. If he wants to talk right, he's welcome to come back in a few minutes, but or a minute. But outside of that, I'll hide him in a minute if he don't act right. I'll hide him from the channel if he don't act right. Let's see, 9 people, 13 thumbs up. Thank y'all. Joe Bird said, I know what I said where he go is he's gone. 9 people, 14 thumbs up. Thank y'all. Roscoe said you should see the people at my local EV charging station. I always look so miserable. I want to ask them if that's the best money they ever spent or what. I know, right? I don't never pay no attention to those charging stations. I just drive, don't even look at them. Trevor says we don't talk negative in this live stream. That's right, Trevor. It's happy stuff only, please. Reaper said, how was your day, old bald man? It was good. I had a lot of driving. I had to cover the whole southbound part of the railroad, which was 87 miles, and it takes me a little over an hour to get to one end, and then I drive to the other end, and then an hour to get back here. So just a lot of driving, but it's good. Today was my Thursday, tomorrow's my Friday, so I'm ready. Then I'm off for a few days. Joe Bird says, you need Randy in there. Yeah, he had to go home. Madison's got to work tonight. Him and Justin both was here today working. They loaded up a load of tires for us to take to the dump, and they worked their butt off today. So I think he put a video. Well, I don't think. I know he put a short out on all the video on all the tires that we got to move. But it's all good. Jane's in flying to California. I don't know if she's got there yet, but so she normally helps me out, but it's okay. I got it. Joe Bird said, hey, Roscoe. 6 people in here, 14 thumbs up. Thank you. Randy said he's here. Randy is here. He's just remotely. Trevor says, I don't like negative. I like positive. That's what I'm talking about. Joe Bird said, hey, Randy. Randy said, hey, Joe. I just had to time out Tom for talking stupid, which he may be going on now because I only done it for 60 seconds. So he probably won't come back now. I give him 3 tries though. The 3rd try, I got rid of him. But we're only showing 5 people in here, but we are showing 16 thumbs up. That's good. Trevor said, hi, Randy, how are you? And hi, Joe. Joe Bird said, he ain't here. No, he's not here, but he's there. Kevin said, hi, brother. I am nothing without you. I'm glad I could fulfill your day, buddy. That's what I'm here for. Randy said, hello, Trevor. I'm good. Scott said, good evening, brothers. Hello, Scott. Reaper said this thing is missing the back seats, and it sucks. I'm about sure we can find, well, I can't find you some. I'm about sure there's some out there. Somebody got one, some. Joe Bird said, hey, Kevin. Randy says, how are you? Joe Bird said, hey, Scott. Trevor said, I'm okay, just living the dream. I'm doing so good, I have to sit on my hands to keep from waving at everybody. I look stupid going down the rail waving at everybody. Hey! Kevin said, you are the best part of my day. I can't live without you. Kevin, I do appreciate it. Love the bald head. Man, you all right, Kevin. Let's see. Where did I just, let's see, without you, RG says, you're my favorite streamer. Thank you, RG. Hugh said, hello, Randy. Hello, Hugh. Daryl said, tapping in. Hello, Daryl. Joe Bird said, I don't have any back seats for a Sting Reaper. Hugh said, hello, Kevin. Reaper said, I just want to get it fired up. Daryl says, Hugh. Hugh says, hello, Scoots. Trevor said, Kevin, that is 100% true. There's nothing like him. Thank y'all. Randy says, hello, Hugh and Daryl. And Hugh says, hello, Trevor. Daryl says, Joe. And Joe Bird said, hey, Metal. And hey, Hugh. Hugh said, hello, Joey. Hugh said, hello, Reaper. And hello, Daryl. 16 people, 20 thumbs up. Thank you. Daryl said, Randy Files, I've been moved. Don't tell R3 yet. I know, right? Rumple said, hello, Pops. What's popping? Man, just that looks like the live's coming to hold now, coming to live now. I like it. Welcome. Rumple says, hello, Metal Art. Hugh says, hello, Daryl. Trevor says, hello, everybody in the live stream. Sorry if I don't know your names. Daryl said, Rumple. Joe Bird said, hey, Rumple. Rumple said, Grampito, hello. Hugh says, hello, Rumple. Randy says, oh, Daryl, those files are heavy. Yeah. Randy and Justin did a hell of a job today. Daryl said, ha, snap, he saw. Rumple said, Joe Bird, hello. Hello, Joe Bird, how are you? 13 people in here, 22 thumbs up. Man, we moving now. We're only 19 minutes. Well, a little bit less than 19 minutes. I was a little late. I was trying to order a part. Rumple said, Joe Bird, hello. Daryl says, I bet you're wore out after that too. Yeah, him and Steve, Justin both were wore out. You said, gift your Christmas, got your Christmas card today. Thank you guys very much. You're welcome, Hugh. I'm glad you got it. Then you said, happy Monday. Hey, everyone. Hugh said, hello, Daniel. Joe Bird said, hey, Daniel. Daryl said, looks good in there. I can't wait to get them gone, but I mean, we only got 2 days. We can take them over my little holiday here. So, I know what we're doing Friday. Randy said, Daryl, I'm tired, but unloading wood after. Rumple said, something wrong with me. Yesterday, red tomato as tomato, tornado as tomato. Today, files as flies. I know, right? It happens, buddy, I can tell you. Randy says, can't wait for that room to be empty. Me either. I already got ideas of what to put in it to fill it up. You said, good, you're cleaning the tire room out. Out. Trevor said, hey, Joe, would it be cool if I could drive the train around the mall? Yeah. Joe Bird said, funny, Rumple. Daryl said, that will be nice, be a nice addition for parking for sure. Yeah, I can find, I know 2 boats can go in it. If I can get Randy's boat out and put over there, my boat from the lake put in there so we can get them cleaned up and get everything fixed on them. Then I can put the liner machine in the paint booth and we can get it going. That is one of my goals for the beginning of 2026. I want to get the liner machine going. Let's see. Alice says, hello from Alabama. Roll Tide. Hello, Alice. Hugh said, right. Hello, Alice. It said Hugh. Carlos said, well, what's up, y'all? Pops, whoop. Joe Bird said, yeah, it would, Trevor. Daryl said, big. Rumple said, big, boys, hello. Kevin said, you deserve the world. Well, thank you. I'm working on it. If I can just get a handful of people, there's what, 7 billion people in this world. If I can just get a handful of y'all to like, follow, and watch me and subscribe, I'll be great. Let's see. Alice said hello. Joe Bird said, hey, Alice, roll tide. Carlos said, sup, Daryl. Joe Bird said, hey, Carlo. Alice said, yeah, roll tide. Daryl said, that will be good too. Carlos said, hello, Rumple. Trevor said, yeah, but it's going to be at the Franklin Park Mall if I get it. There you go. That'd be cool. Carlos said, Joe, what's up? Daryl said, since when does YouTube say how much you can make on a live? Oh, I have no idea. I didn't know they did. Trevor said, what's up, big? Hugh said, hello, Carlo. Joe Bird said, I'm surprised that Alabama beat Oklahoma, Alice. Daryl said, I've never seen that it never said before. I don't know. I have to get Randy to figure out what you're talking about because I have no idea. Alice says, yeah, me too, Joe. Carlos said, what's up, you? Joe Bird said, it was crazy, Alice. Randy says, been a few weeks, it shows. You'll have to explain it to me because I have no idea what you're talking about. It shows how much you make or how much you can make. Joe Bird said, nor do I. Carlos said, what's up, Trevor? Alice says, yeah, I know, Joe. Olivia says, okay, I'm back. Welcome back, Olivia. Hugh said, hello, Olivia. Evan says, yo, I'm back. Hello, Evan. I said Evan, it's Evan, I believe. Olivia said, Merry Chrysler, all. Carlos said, R3, what's up? Daryl said, I haven't done lives in a while till today. And do you know, Daryl, I clicked on trying to catch the live to give you a thumbs up. And as they come up, you were telling everybody bye. And I think I got my the thumbs up before you signed off. I think it went to 65. I'm not 100% sure. But I did click on right at the end. I apologize. I didn't see it soon enough. Let's see. Randy said, make. Hugh said, hello, everyone. Brian says, ever had a customer refuse to pay? Yeah. Yep. Joe Bird said, hey, Ghostly, I had one come in here, done some trading. He made the deal and then called back about a month later, pissed off because the deal, how much I charged him. He made the deal. Let's see. Trevor said, I bet somebody will ride the train if I was a conductor. Oh, yeah, I bet they will. Hugh says, hello, Brian. Libby said, hi, Hugh. Daryl says, it says how much the live made on mine today. Oh, okay. That guy said he liked this. Joe Bird said, hey, Evan. Rumpel said, Ghostly, hello. Olivia said, hey, Joe Bird. Carlos says, hey, Olivia. Hugh said, Christmas time is coming. Christmas time is coming. Olivia said, hey, Rumpel. Evan said, Joe Bird. What? Randy said, hello, Carlo. Taking care of girls, not watching chat. Kevin said, I'm sleepy. Daryl said, I had that many. Olivia said, Randy, do you see what I did with my channel flying? I think she's talking to you, Randy, not me. Check out Olivia's channel, what she done. You said, wow. D. Herman said, ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas, all. Evan said, Evan sent laughing disco. Olivia said, hey, Carlo. Joe Bird said, I was saying hi, Evan. Randy says, I didn't, Olivia. Click on it and check it out, Randy. Carlo said, no problem, R3. Rumble said, did you find any farmers for the wore out tires? We're going to take them to the dump. We were going to keep them and stack them up as barriers, but that's too much work right now. We'll have more. Techie said, hey. I'm sure I've said it long, but it's Techie Baller, I believe, said, hey. Olivia says, you like what I decided to do with it? Yeah, I think it's cool. Baller says, I love your channel. Thank you. Olivia said, pop, pop, does. 18 people, 28 likes. Thank y'all. Randy said, I haven't rumpled. Didn't think to ask. Zan says, all of our food keeps blowing up. Damn, that ain't good. Kevin said, WW2 still going in the on in the African jungle. That's not good. Daryl said, didn't know you had a channel, Olivia. Joe Bird said, hey, man. Rumble said, said, Randy, oh, cool. I thought you were a different Randy. You said, hello, Tiki. Tiki. Olivia says, not really, Mac. I decided to start posting shorts. D. Herman said, I was welding rebar ribs in a Collinwood 4-foot culvert under a creek crossing today. Oh, wow, that'd be cool. Joe Bird said, hey, it'd be cool unless you got to do it. Joe Bird said, hey, Tiki. Hugh said, was cool. Olivia said, Hugh said, Olivia. Carlos said, guys, I might not stay long. Had my depot injection yesterday. Not feeling too great. Carlo, we do understand, buddy. If you don't feel good, you go rest. So we do understand, buddy, and thank you for stopping in. Joe Bird said, I haven't been live since June. Lord, I didn't know you died. Well, I'm glad you're back. After Hours said, howdy, howdy after hours. Hugh said, hello after. Olivia said, thanks, Hugh. Did you and Grandma get your picture yet? Randy said, I like it, Olivia. Joe Bird said, hey, after hours. Hugh said, they're trying to figure out how to put them up. Probably going to have and use the laptop to crop it to fit. Olivia said, thank you. Referee said, good evening. Do you let me oil you up today? 10W40, please. We'll oil up the old car out there. It needs an oil change. After Hours says, where did you get that Patriot portrait? It was here when we bought the building. Rumble said, big boys, all that I believe would be quite painful. Prayers for you. Joe Bird said, I haven't been live on YouTube since June. I know, I was just playing with you. Nickel Pony said, hey, Pops, Merry Christmas Eve, Eve, Eve. That's right. Hello, Nickel Pony. Welcome. Joe Bird said, hey, Nickel. Olivia said, I'm praying for you, Carlo. Carlo said, thank you, Rumple. Hugh said, hello, Nickel. After Hours says, can I buy it from you? I'll pay $500. No, sir. It's not for sale. Thank you for the offer, though. Carlo said, thank you, Olivia. Pulp is... I wish I could have Randy here to tell me what that is, but Big Pulpin, P-U-L-L, Pulpin. It looks like she got a crying face. I'm sorry, but welcome. HLLW says, hooray! I don't know what that means, but hooray to you too. Olivia said, always. Daryl said, got some good news about the crash today. All right, that's awesome, Daryl. 16 people, 29 thumbs up. Thank y'all. We're staying right there with the time. I like it. Let's see. Beth said, hello, everyone. Hello, Beth. Nickel Pony said, hey, Joe, Bird, and Hugh. Joe Bird said, I'll be praying for you, Carlo. Hugh said, what's up, Daryl? Mills said, hi, how are you doing? I'm doing great. Hope you are. Is it? No, it's Melissa Trotter. I'm sorry, I didn't see that. Melissa Trotter, how are you? Doing well. Hope you are. Joe Bird said, hey, Beth. D. Herman said, stock dream car, no trucks. Go. I'll take the not trucks. Stock dream car. 1969 Camaro Z28. I realized what you were asking. Sorry. You said, hello, Melissa. Daryl said the chick that hit the building did in fact have insurance. Oh, that's awesome. Hugh said, hello, Herman. Hugh said, Carlos said, thanks, Joe. Daryl said, Beth. Joe Bird said, Melissa, I believe that's what it's supposed to be. I think. If I'm wrong, please correct me. Hugh said, nice. And then it can be paid for. And Hugh said, hello, Beth. Rick's said, Putin. Daryl said, plus lost wages. That's right. Hugh said, nice. Yes. It's M-I, not M-L. I mean M-E, but still. I hope it's pronounced about the same. Let's see. Olivia said, Pops, do you remember the original elf I had on my PFP before I grew the horns on it? I'd have to look back, Olivia, but I think I do. Joe Bird said, no, you got it right. D. Herman says, hello, Grant. Olivia said, wow, that was a long time ago. Yeah, it was. I feel like I've been doing this live forever. And it's only been a couple months, I think. I don't really know when I started doing it every day, but It's not been, it feels like I've been doing it for years. 9 people in here, 29 likes. Thank y'all. I think the time's actually passed me now, but still. I don't see where it's supposed to tell me, but anyway. Let's see. You said at least a year at least. Has it been a year that I've been doing them every day? I know I started doing a video every day, but I don't remember when I started the lives. I really need to go back and look, I guess. That'd be cool. Maybe on when Randy does the year in review, he can look for me when he's looking through all the stuff. Let's see. Rumple says it's been more than a couple of months. You might be right. I lose track of time when I'm having a good time. Olivia said, it feels like I've been coming back for years. It does, Olivia. It really does. Rumple said, as far as I remember, you said it feels like it. You said it was after Freedom Factory. I see that Freedom Factory was in April, wasn't it? Yeah, because we went for baby girl's birthday. You said time is passing quick. Yeah. $11 people in here, 29 thumbs up. Daryl said started with the engine swap, I believe, then went daily. Might have. Like I said, I know Randy will probably remember. I'm not. I Control-Alt-Delete that stuff. I don't think much about it. Olivia says, feel old yet, guys? I know, it's just clicking right off. Daryl says, get your cars ready. It's April 5th this year. Is it April 5th? I thought it was in March. Huh. Oh, well, see, I hadn't even looked it up. That's probably not good. That's a birthday there. D. Herman said, I started day trading on Robinhood 1.5 years ago and moved all my 401k to Rocket Lab. Stock is at $9 and now it's at $75. It's changed my life. Man, that's awesome. I wish I knew how to do that stuff. I'd love to try. I don't know that I'd ever go big, but I sure would like to try some of it. I hear people talking about penny stock and stuff like that, but I don't understand it good enough to know what I'm doing. Rumple says, I feel old and yet I'm not wiser. What about that? What's that about? You're wiser. Let's see. ABA says Chevy or Ford. I'll take Chevy or GMC, either one. Ford's okay. Just not my preference. Daryl says I got my engine mounted today. Cool. Hugh says that would be a comeback for Scoots. Yeah. Joe Bird said, hey, Chevy ABA. Daryl said, whose birthday? Baby girl. I think it's April 5th. I think. Rusty said, if you want the best, go with Chevrolet. Hey, that's good advice, Rusty. Daryl said, Rusty. Rusty said, hey, Daryl. Hugh said, hey, Rusty. D. Herman said, I'm happy to help anyone get started. It's free. In fact, they give you money. Oh, really? I'd love to figure that out. Like I got time, but I'd love to figure it out. ABA said, ribs or brisket? I'll take ribs. Joe Bird said, brisket. ABA. D. Herman said, eating ribs now. Rusty said, Lord, Randy said, Addie's birthday is 4/6. Daryl said, I thought it was someone's when I saw the date, but I couldn't think who. Rusty said, hi, Hugh. 12 people in here. 31 likes. It went up 1. Thank y'all. Thank you. Thank you very much. Let's stay that thing on the roll tonight. Let's see. Hugh says an awesome birthday gift would be seeing Daddy back in the saddle. I agree with you. D. Herman said my side dish is more ribs. Hey, that sounds good. Joe Bird said, hey, Rusty. Paul said, hey, brother, Merry Christmas to everyone, and Merry Christmas to you too, Paul. Rusty said, hey, Joe Bird. Jane said, pop it in real quick. Hello, Jane. I see I just got something from you, but I'll check it after the live. I hope you had a safe trip. You said, that's the best side dish. You said, hello, Jane. Daryl says, 33 likes. Yeah. Hey, it's already jumped to 35 with 15 people watching. Thank y'all. You said, hello, Paul. Merry Christmas. Jane said, hey, Hugh. Joe Bird said, hey, Paul. Hey, Jane. And hey, Mac. Ho, why boy says hi. Hello, Ho. Let's see. Jane said, palm trees. Oh, I bet they're pretty too. Rusty said, hey, Jane. Joe Bird said, hey, hold. Rusty said, nice, Jane. Rumple said, Jane, hello. Jane said, hi, Rusty. Daryl says, Jane. ABA says, blue collar workers. Yes, sir. You said palm trees. You in Florida, Jane? No, she's in California. Jane said, hi, Rumple. Rusty said, just got back from palm trees, Jane. Jane said, California. Daryl says, she's conforming you. Joe Bird said, yeah, ABA. Hugh said, Lowell. Rusty said, yes, Mac. Matthew. Hello, Matthew. Said, hi, Randy. Hey. Jane said, down by San Diego. Hugh said, hello, Matthew. Jane said, you get back safe. Rumple said, coming from, that's funny. I know, right? Jane said, got. Let's see. Joe Burr said, California, IA. Jane said, okay, I'm heading out. Take care. See you, Jane. Thank you for stopping in. I do appreciate it. 13 people, 35 thumbs up. Thank y'all. Let's see. Daryl says, but true, Rumple. Matthew said, I'm leaving Toledo tonight, today, or tomorrow. Late today or tomorrow. Sorry, I said tonight. Hugh said, bye, Jane. Joe Bird said, Jane's I think he meant bye. 14 people, 35 thumbs up. Man, that's awful nice of y'all. Thank you. Thank you very much. Wasn't feeling the best before I started the live. Y'all made me forget about it. I feel better now. D. Herman says, hey, can I ask you and encourage folks to donate blood? It's good for your physical and emotional. I've never donated blood. You believe that or not? Matthew said, yep, I am not going home though. Rumple said, Mac, I thought it was more commercial. I'll take your word for it. Hugh said, did you get out of the hospital, Matthew? Joe Bird said, have fun, Matthew. Hugh said, or did you commando it out? Matthew said, yes, but I am going to Ann Arbor. Matthew said, Ann Arbor Hospital. Oh, okay. Hugh said, cool. Joe Bird said, okay, Matthew. 11 people in here, 36 likes. Daryl says, I don't do doctors. No, I just had a conversation with somebody today about that. Rumple said, I hate needles. That makes two of us, buddy. I'm telling y'all right now, if y'all ever hear of me dying of an overdose, shooting up, somebody killed me, because I ain't getting no close to no damn needles. I get no EBGBs if I get around needles. I'll tell you a little story why I'm caught up. We were walking beside the train, dumping rock, and when we're dumping rock going down the track, you got to run a ratchet to open up the doors, and if it gets too much, you got to tighten it up. You got to adjust it. Well, we had tightened it up to close the door to go across the crossing, and the train don't move. You got to keep going, and then once you get across the crossing, you got to open it up. Well, there was a deep hole there, and by the time we got across that crossing, I started to open up the door to let the gravel out, and I saw a needle. Is because you see the needles where the homeless people shoot up all the time on the railroad. I seen that needle and jumped, and when I did, I fell down into the ditch, and we've been raining a lot, and my leg went into that ditch all the way up to about my hip. I swear I think I was walking on water. I'd come out that damn ditch. I just knew I was going to look down and have needles stuck in my legs. It scared me to death. Matthew said, yeah, we have a track in Ann Arbor, so I might be able to sign out and go there. Joe Bird said, I hate needles so much. I'm with you. Daryl says, half your work week is already done, Randy. That's exactly right. I got to do the other line tomorrow, and it's not near as long. It's only 34 miles long, so I hope to knock it out pretty quick, if you know what I mean. I'm ready to get her done. Matthew said, I get IVs all the time. I actually like needles, to be honest. Oh, good God. I bet you do. You stay in the hospital more than you stay anywhere else. Carlos said, I have to have a needle every freaking night. I bet so. Or is it every fourth night? I'm sorry. Rumpel said, I once had a lady nurse start to draw blood with a taunt. I heard men don't feel pain. I said, not a good experience, tell you. Hugh said, I don't care about needles. I don't like the bicycle spokes. There you go. John Deere. Hello, John Deere. He said, hi. D. Herman said, infants need special blood. Only 10% of us have that special type of blood. It boosts your emotions big time when you get the text that your blood was just used to save someone. I bet so. Professor said, I am deeply happy about this. I am so happy. Thank you. Well, Professor, I'm glad you're happy. Rusty said, I need needle day for BPC 157 for a few weeks. Rumpel said, Hughes, spokes? Wow. Matthew said, yeah, I get needles every night. Ooh. John Deere said, hi, Grand. Daryl says, after today's live, I'm going to have to get back to my daily lives again. I really want to get back to more of them. We're not doing them as much as we should. I do like doing the 6, but I also like doing the ones during the day on the weekends and stuff. I might do some this weekend or, while I'm off. I really wish I could get Randy to do more of them while he's here. But we're hoping that Justin can come along and they can do some lives and work together on it. Let's see. Hugh said, I used to donate blood and plasma. Jamel says, I love a little pickle. Daryl says, I want to hit 7,000 by New Year's. Yeah, I heard you, and I understand. I hope the best for you. I was hoping for 3.5, but it slowed down for us. So I would like to hit a few lives and see if I can make a difference the next few 2 weeks. But I don't see it happening, but it sure would be nice. But I think you can do it, Daryl. When you get on up in there subscribers like you got, it helps out a lot. We're still digging. I can't wait till we get up there kind of high and see if it helps up a little bit. Hugh said, hello, John Deere. John Deere says, why are you going live, Gran? Hugh said, spokes are the giant needles. That's why I call them. Rumpel says, anybody ever had a blood transfusion done for ECG, strange cold feeling? I have not. I've never been in a hospital. Matthew said, you don't like needles, don't get into demo derby. I know, right? You said, what do what? John Deere? Daryl said, or the service, Matt. Yeah. D. Herman said, the Red Cross app sends blood donor messages when and where their blood is used to save lives. Awesome. Matthew said, what? John Deere says, why are you going live, Grand Pedovic? Matthew said, Daryl, you got to get your ass into demo derby. He don't do doctors. Hugh said 9 p.m. Daryl says it slowed here too. John Deere said, okay. Ruppel said, Dear Herman, oh, that's a nice incentive. Daryl says, I need 72 yet. That shouldn't be bad. John Deere said, you guys like my songs I made? Yes. Daryl said 72 on this channel. Matthew said, you ever been in the hospital? Man, you're missing out. No, I've never been. Well, when I say I've never been, of course, I was born in one, but that was about it. Outside of that, every time I've been to one, it's for somebody else. Daryl said, I like it, Jacob. Hugh said, yes, John Deere, they are nice. Rumpel said, I like hospital food. Rumpel laughing. Randy said, I hate the hospital. John Deere said, thank you, guys. UMMEH. Matthew said, so do I, it's all I eat. I bet. You said, I've had bad hospital food, but the hospital by us has always has awesome food. Colo said, when I had my I needed 48 hours worth of morphine after the operation. I was in a world of pain. I bet so, buddy. You said food. Matthew said, I love the hospital, little Randy. D. Herman said, I have depression like a lot of people. Donate blood is a big part of my mental health therapy. That's good. Rusty said, Rumple, laughing. Randy said, Matthew, I couldn't wait to get released. Matthew said, Randy, I hope I never leave. Grandma said, hi, Pops. Hello, Grandma. How you doing? 19 people in here, 36 likes. Thank y'all. Grandma said, hi, Mac. Daryl said, Grandma. John Deere said, thank you, guys. You made me happy. You like my songs. Make sure you hit thumbs up on my songs. Some more people can hear them. Thank you, guys. I'll try to make more. Rumple says, Grandma, hello. Matthew says, I'm a demo derby racer. You have to like it. Randy says, hey, Grandma. Grandma says, hey, Randy the man. Grandma said, hi, Rumple, and hi, Matthew. John Deere says, hi, Grandma B. Grandma says, hi, Jacob. Matthew said, all the nurses in this unit know me by name, I'm sure. 16 people in here, 36 thumbs up. You said, helping others are noble. I gave blood and plasma till I couldn't. Grandma said, hi, big boy toys. D. Herman said, Evel Knievel is sorely missed. I bet. Rusty said, hi, big boy RC. 19 people, 36 thumbs up. Rusty said, Hugh said, all the nurses on my wife's ward knew us by name for a while. Carlos said, hi, guys. Grandma Cummins these. Grandma said, hi, Rusty. Matthew said, yep, some of them go to my races. Awesome. Daryl said, Matt, they know your name at all hospitals. You get frequent IV discounts. There you go. Rusty said, hi, Grandma. Carlos said, what's up, Rusty? Grandma said, outside you. John Deere said, I hate needles. Who agrees? That's me. I hate them. Hugh said, Daryl, Metal Lord laughing. Rumple said, John, I agree. Carlos said, that's good, Grandma. Matthew said, Daryl, they know everything about me. Y'all keeping me busy tonight. I like that. D. Herman said, favorite show from for Matthew years. Mine was Happy Days. I'm going back in Happy Days. I'm going to still say Dukes of Hazzard, and that was my Friday night thing I went to back in the day. And cartoons every Saturday morning. Matthew said, should I give Abigail hell today? Nah, let it rest. John Deere said, check out my new content on my other channel and hit the thumbs up on my other channel. Thank you, guys. Hope you enjoy. Olivia said, hi, Grandma. Grandma said, hi, Herman. Rumble said, I also hate nurses with screwed up partners, too. They be jamming the needles real hard. I speak from experience. Grandma said, hi, Olivia. Olivia said, Dukes of Hazzard was a great TV show. Yep. Brody says, hi. Grandma says, hi, Brody. Brody. I said, Brody. D. Herman said, cartoon Saturday morning, Tarzan on Sunday. Yes. Hi, Granny. I remember we'd get up Saturday morning, we'd watch cartoons. Daddy wouldn't say a word. We'd sit there and watch cartoons to the last cartoon, and I forget what come on right after that. But as soon as that last cartoon went off, the TV went off, he would snap his fingers, and we all had to go clean the house. Then once the cartoons was off, the house was clean. The rest of the day was ours to do whatever we wanted. I took off, played in until the street light come on. Rumple said, I used to like Who's the Boss and I Dream of Jeannie. Yes, I used to watch a lot of I Dream of Jeannie. I always liked that. And what was the other one? Samantha? I liked it. Matthew said, I have to go I have to give one of them hell. Rumple said, Silver Spoon, Small Wonders. Anthony said, hi from Columbia. What are you running up there? We do our 93 Camaro, if that's what you're talking about. Mine's 93. Randy's is 95. Rumple said, Three Stooges. Yes, I used to love it. Running around on the floor acting like old Curly. Carlos said, I used to love watching Alf and Knight Rider. I used to have an Alf t-shirt, and that's what I wore to bed every night. Even after I moved out of home, that's what I wore to bed every single night, Alf. I have no idea where it is now, but that's pretty cool. Let's see. Staying off the grid said Merry Christmas. And Grandma said, hi, Anthony. Dear Herman said, Wild World of Sports. Wild World of Sports, yep. Matthew said, I give Annabelle hell all the damn time. I'm pretty sure she hates me. Nicholas said, hello, buddy. Hello, Nicholas. Daryl says, after cartoons went off, it was fun. Smoked the Bonanza, then Beverly Hillbillies. Yeah, Gunsmoke. Yes, I know what you're talking about now. 16 people, 38 likes. Thank y'all. Anthony said, hi, Grandma. Grandma said, hi, Nicholas. Daryl says, then later that night, we Grand Ole Opry and Green Acres. And, yeah. I remember staying up real late and getting to watch Benny Hill. I thought that was so funny. And then I think after Benny Hill's, when the screen went blank and all the lines, the test lines or whatever went on, because we used to not be able to watch TV. 24 hours. It went off after, I think it was midnight or something like that. Let's see. Daryl says, hee-haw. Yep. Nicholas says, how are you, friend? I'm doing well. Hope you are, Nicholas. D. Herman said, Andy Griffith Show channel stays on our living room TV for our dogs 24/7. That's cool. A lot more people need to be watching Andy Griffith Show. Hugh said, cartoons, Dukes of Hazzard, Gunsmoke, and Bonanza. Yep, I remember them all. Hoss. Carlos says, Grandma, hello. Grandma Vic, hello. Daryl said, sign off. Yep. Daryl said, was it 10 p.m.? I thought it was midnight. Could be. It's been so long. Hugh said, yes, Benny Hill was the last at midnight. We got snow. Yeah. It would always do that, the colored lines and everything, then go off. Dearman says, every now and then you'll see a Bluebee of Benny Hill. I thought that was so funny, watch him chase them women around. Daryl said, was it midnight? I thought it was 10. I may be wrong, but I thought Benny Hill come on at 11 and it went off at midnight. I could be wrong about that, but it's been so damn long. Rumble said, Street Hawk and the Night Rider. Yeah, I do remember. Can't remember Street Hawk too much, but I do remember the Night Rider. Anthony said, are you running a chop shop up there? No, this is our shop. We do sell tires and wheels and dabble in exhaust, but Randy bought this building, my oldest son, for us to do YouTube and our personal stuff. If you see anything we do on our channel, we do burnout, stuff like that, and motor swaps. All of it's our own personal stuff. We don't do stuff for other people. Let's see. Hugh said, don't forget the greatest American hero. Daryl said, I've been asleep a few times since then. Yeah. Nicholas said, do you remember me? I'm from Argentina. Yes, I remember you. Daryl said, be right back. Going to go smoke, then start editing. All right, Daryl. John Deere says, hi, hello. Hugh says, yes, Street Hawk and Airwolf was a great, and Night. I remember Airwolf was great, and Night Rider. D. Herman said they played the national anthem and then they did a color tuning bars, then fuzz. Exactly right. I do remember that. Olivia's got her RX-8 going again. Rumble says there was also a show called Due South Canadian Scout with a pet dog solving crimes. I don't remember that one. Grandma said, Jacob, thank you for the beautiful songs you sent me. We love them. Anthony said, pulling your chain about the chop shop. But yeah, it's all cool, buddy. I appreciate it. Thank you, though. 14 people in here, 39 thumbs up. Thank y'all. We're doing pretty good. I didn't quite make 40 in an hour, but hey, one off ain't bad. That's good. It'll slow down now, but I sure would. Oh, there's 40. Somebody hit it. Thank y'all. Hugh said I was watching Dallas and got beat because I was supposed to be watching the fifth roll. Yeah. Olivia said, you about got me, Olivia. John Deere said, you're welcome, Grandma. You said Starship and, Starsky and Hutch, yeah. I do remember Starsky and Hutch. I love that car. I wouldn't mind having one today. You said, Olivia laughing. P. Herman said, oh, feed the birds, folks. Don't forget, it's cheap. Yeah. And Olivia's laughing. And her little devil face. Yeah, you about got me. You said, Starsky, dang phone. John Deere said 40 likes. Yes, I am showing 40 likes. 16 people. Went down to 14 people. 2 people must have checked out. Rumple said, drink some water, Pop. Stay hydrated. I got me one sitting right here. Olivia said, damn it. You said that Gran Torino was mean. Yes, it was. I never did like Knight Rider's car, as far as that style of that body style of car. That was the weakest to me Trans Am that they made. But I did like all the gadgets. I thought that was the coolest thing. That old light going back and forth and talking to you. That was wild. Good old days. 16 people in here, 40 thumbs up. Thank y'all. Thank you very much. D. Herman said, David Hasselhoff was cool though. Yeah. And then it wasn't long after that, Baywatch. I don't remember watching much of the movie, but I do remember her running in with that red floaty. All three floaties. Rumple said, yeah, Hasselhoff was cool. Olivia said, Hugh, have you seen the Ford Gran Torino that Boggy built? Johnny and Annie? Rumple said, he still got it. Everybody call a friend. See if y'all gets me some more for thumbs up. Anthony said, you remember the police interceptor in the 70s in the police cars? Yes. Olivia says, Pop-Pops, have you seen it? Hello. God didn't give him one. There you go. All right. Love you. Bye, baby girl. Bye. Oh, turd. I told him to call a friend, say give thumbs up, so my phone rings. I still didn't get a thumbs up. Let's see. Hugh says, no, I haven't. Hugh says, Morgan McGory, and you stab him, we bag him. Libby said, what? I missed something, Olivia. Oh, no, I have not seen that car, Olivia. Rumple says, Pops, what are those American cars called? The ones with wooden panels on the side. What's panel van? They called them the panel vans. Olivia said, you haven't? I don't think so, Olivia. Hugh said, 2-for-1 special this week. Yeah. I remember Love Boat, then Fantasy Island with the midget. Yes, we always watched Love Boat, and I didn't really care for Fantasy Island, but we always watched him come running out there. The plane, the plane. That's as far as I'd watch. Olivia, why am I very mean? I didn't, just because I hadn't seen the car. Olivia said, you're a very mean man, Pops. I ain't done anything. Hugh said, Woodies. Yeah, they're panel vans and they called them Woodies. That's right. Lovely said, hey, hello, Lovely. Lovely, can you hit that like button, please? Let me get over 40. Please, pretty please. Rumble said, panel van, oh, cool. Well, Woodies, thanks. I like those. I never cared for them, but now I'd like to do one. I think they'd be cool now. And some people even done the 1996. They did that Impala, but it was a Caprice station wagon with the Impala front end. So I've seen those done like that. They're pretty cool. But yes, I didn't like them back then, but I do now. Let's see. D. Herman said, solid gold dancers. Hugh said, solid gold was fun. Jiggle, jiggle. Lovey said, I liked. Thank you. It hasn't showed up yet, but I do appreciate it. It'll show up in a minute. Hugh said, solid. D. Herman said, Gong Show. I do remember the Gong Show. Lovely says, you don't have to earn it with me. If you ask, I just give them. Well, thank you. I like to try to, which I like for everybody to want to, but I do like it. Levy said, there you go, Pops. Yeah, I seen it come in. I'll look at it after the live. Thank you. Thank you very much. Rumpel said, those are cool, Pops. Even in the 60, 70 English and French cars, they have strange body lines. Very cool looking. Yeah, most of them had surfboards on top. I thought that was cool. Libby said, show Hugh. Hugh said, Woody's. Yeah, Woody's. Yes. There you go. She wants everybody to see it. Make sure I'm so slow it come up on the. I'm lagging. There you go. Yeah. Hey, let me catch up here. Anthony said, "Did you check out those Willys in Columbia?" I did not. The Herman said, Boss Hogg in real life was a war hero and kind of kept it a secret. I did not know that. Levy said, show you. I did. Fire department said hi and bye. Just stopping by. Well, welcome, fire department. I hope you're still here. I am a little slow on reading. We do miss you. Hit that like button if you're still here, buddy. Hugh said, yes, Boss Hogg was a vet and a hero. Lovely said, how did you know Daryl has names? How do you know Daryl has names on your wall? Those names on the wall are for members. Anybody that's a member of the channel, pay $4.99 a month. They get their name here and out at the road. We got a members wall out at the road too. And matter of fact, Randy's supposed to be ordering the sign that goes on the top. I sent it to him today for him to order it, and we'll have the sign for the top. And that's what parts I was trying to order right before the live to put these up. I'm gonna try to get Justin and Randy to help me redo this wall, the members wall in here. Let's see. Hugh said, hello, FD. Hugh said, nice. Levy said, Annie actually painted that one. Cool. Rumpel said, very nice car. Anthony said, you won't find a Willys in the United States without being rusted out. Livia said, I didn't have a hand in it. Hugh said, cool deal. You said they sell parts to build a complete new Jeep made in the Philippines. Yeah, don't it come like a comes in a big box like a model car? I've seen it. They come and it actually comes shipped like a model car. If that's the one you're talking about. D. Herman said Magnum PI was cool until I got freaky with all the veteran flashbacks. Yeah. I always liked the car and him with his big old black mustache, but I didn't much care for the show itself, but I did like the car. Aaron said hi, hello. Rumpel said, Willys, we got the renovated ones here, too much modified by the way, or we got Mahindra Jeeps. I wouldn't mind having one of those Mahindra Jeeps. They do look like the old Jeeps. You said, and they restore real World War II Jeeps. Lovely said, Daryl is on my friend's. I got to his channel all the time. Yeah, after I cut this off at 8, he has a premiere that comes on every night at 8 where everybody jumps over and watches his stuff. This goes on from 6 to 8. Anthony said, yeah, we got a Mahindra Jeeps here too. Hugh said Magna P.I. was a great show. Rumpel said, Grand, we get full kits here too. There are restored ones too. Car company Mahindra here makes Jeeps. Provided, I don't know that word. You said, so wasn't Hardcastle a McCormick? I don't know. I always thought it was that name sounds familiar though. I don't know. You said, nice. Anthony said, here the Willys is all original. The Herman said, I actually rewatched the original Miami Vice and I liked it. Great music. You said A-Team was the bomb though. Yes, I forgot about the A-Team. And here we are. We got a friend in here that calls his van the A-Team van. I forgot all about that show. Lovely said, oh, so you are that never done projects person that goes in there. Yes. Yes. It's either me or my son. And I'm also just a silly little YouTube channel as my personal account. I go into it and give him a thumbs up every day on both accounts. Rumpel said, all right, Pops, almost 6 a.m. Catch you later. See you, Rumpel. Thank you for stopping in. I do appreciate it and had a good conversation. You said they really showed what could be done for real. They didn't just show step by step. Some people would do stupid stuff. Yeah. You said MacGyver did also. Yeah. Hugh said Stargate SG-1 was awesome. Lovely said cool. 12 people in here, 42 thumbs up. Thank y'all. Thank y'all very much. They get hard to come by the later it gets. After 7, I usually get about all I'm going to get. Unless some stragglers come flying in. The Airman said 18 Snickers commercials got canceled because Mr. T was shouting a Snickers bar at a girly boy man. Oh, really? I didn't know that. Anthony said Cuba got a lot of old 50s cars, but America can't go visit, though. Oh, really? Dang. Carlos said the 18, Mr. T, a pity old fool. Yeah, pity old fool. Things that they used to say back in the shows, we didn't think nothing about it, but people would have had a damn freak out now, wouldn't he? Hugh said right, and Hugh said the fool ate. Trip down memory lane. That's what I should have called today's live. Randy said 42. Yeah, I'm actually showing 43, but you know they'll take one away from us. They'll come slow now, but you never know. We might make it. We still got 45 minutes. I'm getting hungry. You leave any food? Hugh said he had more gold than the Federal Reserve and no one would touch it either. That's right. Randy said the number of people that yeah, I know what you're saying now. Just breakfast from yesterday. Yeah, it looks like I might be doing a frozen dinner then. I'll save that for tomorrow's lunch. Carlo said, thanks for cheering me up, y'all. I feel better now. Good, Carlo. I'm glad we could help. You said 42, awesome. I owe you one. You said awesome, Carlo. Carlos said, thank you, Hugh. Oh, you can tell I got the heat finally got this room warmed up. Anthony said, when I return back to U.S., going to buy one of those Russian motorcycles with a sidecar, both back wheels turned. Yeah, that'd be cool right there. Dearman says, do a reaction video with the Mr. T Snickers video. Yeah, that'd be cool. Oh man, we lost some people. 10 people, 43 thumbs up. Whoop. I'm gonna have to turn this heater off. I'll be asleep. Y'all slowing down on the comments, I'll be asleep. Matthew says, I really don't want to leave Toledo. Med said, if I wasn't poor, I'd donate to you. Hey, believe me, I understand. I do it. Anything helps, but I do understand, and we do. We don't expect it, but if you want to help me, hit that like button, and that helps me out a lot. You said that don't cost nothing. Snap into a Slim Jim, said Hugh. That's right. Matthew said, cause then I will leave Sean. How is Sean doing? Is he you got to talk to him? You said if I wasn't poor, I'd donate to me. There you go. Thank you. 44 thumbs up. 14 people in here. Dearman said, Toledo not really on my list of places to check out. Got to be honest. I'm sure it's nice though. Anthony said, hey, they have URAL dealerships in the U.S. now. Oh, really? Matthew said he's still in the ICU, not talking pretty much, in a coma. Oh, man. Dang, I hope he pulls on through there. Hugh says, oh man. Anthony says, yeah, in Tennessee. Hugh said, not good. 12 people in here, 45 thumbs up. Thank y'all. Thank you very much. Man, it's 7:21. I might can squeeze 50 out today if y'all be nice. Call a friend that hadn't already give a thumbs up. You said, yes, sir. Whoop, whoop. You must be at home. Time clock hadn't called you yet. D. Hartman said, vote. Would you go to Mars, to a Mars colony with 10,000 people and never come back? Nope, I would not. You said, I am off for 3 weeks. Fake. Oh, I forgot about that. That's right. Anthony said, those URALs are not as fast bikes as fast bikes, old school carburetors. Mike, hello, Mike. I saw that name. I knew I'd get a thumbs up. How you doing, cowboy? How's old Henry doing? You said, hello, Mike. Carlos said, I've become good friends with Sophie's partner, and he is a great bloke. Cool. Matthew said, yeah, I always try texting him. Hopefully he will respond and I get back his. Matthew, I know you love your brother, but he is not going to respond yet, literally from his medical team. You said, nope, I'd not get along with 9,999 of them. Carlos said, "What's up, Mike?" "13 people, 46 thumbs up." Let's see what we got here. Anthony says, "I got the 411 Royal in infield, but they are slow bikes and heavy." Hugh said, "I'm sorry, Matthew." Mike says, "Hi, Hugh and Carlo." Matthew said, "I'm probably have like 5 of those texts because I have been trying every day." Man, I hate that. Mike said, "I got him panhandling for money on the corner." Get him a sign that says, "We'll work for food. Homeless, anything to help." Put a bucket out there and see what happens. You said, "He will respond as soon as you give up." Matthew said, "Yeah, I know, right?" You said, "Mike," laughing. Matthew said, "Hi, Mike." Carlos says, "I don't mind a fat boy Harley, just don't like the thugs that ride them." Careful, I got a fat boy. Anthony said, "Is the economy any better?" I mean, it seems to be going better. I don't know. I hadn't seen any big jumps. I hadn't seen any gas prices going down. Matter of fact, they said gas prices going up. Matthew said the thugs means the hate you give. Lotus. Mike said, "Hi, Matthew." Anthony said, "Good." They used to tell us don't go to. We got bike week here at Myrtle Beach, the Harley bikes, and then the week before that's crotch rockets, and everybody tells you don't go to the crotch rocket because there's a bunch of trouble. I've been there for both of them, and many times we went down there and for the crotch rocket and met a lot of good people. Yes, there's people everywhere who wants to cause trouble, but we've met a lot of good people out there riding. See, Carlos said, "But you ain't no outlaw biker, Pops." You exactly right. You said, "I paid $2.68 for mid-grade, so it's going down and up and down." Yeah, they said that they're chasing down another oil rig out there trying to put a hurting on that one country that's doing a bunch of bad stuff or something. So they're sketching the oil prices going up, so they'll probably go up, right here at the holidays like it always does. Matthew said, "That's what it means." Anthony says, I like you until you mentioned you had a." Let's see. Anthony says, I like you until you mentioned you had a Harley." Oh, really? Anthony said, "Laugh." 2 of them. Matthew says, "How are you, Mike?" You said, "Buy a Harley, buy the best, ride a mile and walk the rest." There you go. Anthony said, "Vince, I don't know how to pronounce that. I know what you're saying, but I don't know how to pronounce it." Mike said, "Gas is $2.19 here at the cheapest place." You said, "They are not bringing those tankers back here and using them. They are just holding them." Yeah, they're just taking them from him so he can't. The president can't get them or something. Basically, they're just hijacking them, if you ask me. 15 people in here, 46 thumbs up. Man, if I could get 5 more, I could at least close it out with 50 tonight. We do have 32 more minutes though. You said, yup. Carlos says, we pay that for a quart, Mike. Aussie dollars. Anthony says, when you need you, then you need to convert you over to a Japanese bike. I've had them. I don't like. I wouldn't mind having a crotch rocket, but unless you're talking about now, I had a Honda VTX 1800. The Fat Boy's my wife's. The VTX 1800 was mine. Honda made it. We got in hard times. I sold mine, but I didn't sell my wife's Fat Boy. And then we actually bought a 2014 Ultra Classic, CVO Ultra Classic. And I say we, it's in my wife's name. It's her bike, but it's too big for her to ride. But that's pretty much both bikes are hers, not mine. I don't even own one, to be honest with you. The Harley's in my name too, but it was bought for her. Hugh said, wow, a quart? Buggy says, there's old Buggy. Yep, I see another light went up. Thank you, Buggy. Buggy says, oh, there are sorry, took me. The rat came home sore and I asked her to make me dinner. Hugh said, or leaders, that is. Carlos said, yep, Hugh said, I've had a 94 Katana 600 and an 89 GSXR 750. We had a VFR 800, I believe. It was kind of like the in-between bike. It had a little the risers on the handlebars, so you didn't have to lean down so far. Single arm swing arm. It was a nice bike. Let's see. Carlos said, yes, leaders. You. Matthew says, yeah, my daughter came by today and visit me, and she's like, can I go, please, Sean, and tell her no, because she's young and doesn't need to see him like that. She's only 8. Ooh, I hate that. Carlos says, I like Hondas. Yeah, I like my Honda. It was drive shaft. It was fast too. Anthony said Harley does have a good resale value. Yeah, but their starting value is high too. So Hugh said, Grandma doesn't want me to get another. People can't drive here and I'm stupid. Yeah, that's not a good conversation. You never know when shit happens. We've proved that plenty of times. Matthew said, thanks, Daryl. Got your notification. Anthony said, Hondas are great. You said, wow, so young doesn't need to go see it. They are so innocent. Yep. You said, hello, Buggy. Matthew said, yep, I had 3 daughters, 16, 17, and 8. Anthony said 80,000 here for a full battle dressed Harley. Oh, it wouldn't surprise me. You said I want a shadow until Harley sued them in the 90s. The airman said, why we need to be having babies in quick. 12 people in here, 47 thumbs up. Anthony said, check out that new motorcycle company in California, Venti. They better be careful. Everything's leaving California. Is it electric? I think a bunch of companies leaving California right now. You said walking with the gauge in when you have young daughters. Yeah. Matthew said, yeah, and she also severely autistic, and she acts like she's 5. So I try to keep her away from any and all dangers. I don't even let her go to my races. Northeastern Mod says, hey everybody, hello Northeastern, hello. Anthony said, no gas, ain't got no gas in it. Spality said, do you have any Christmas decorations there? Nope, we did not do any this year. We bought some paint and everything. We're going to stack some tires up, and we were going to paint them green and put some reflectors on them, but time got away from us. 16 people in here, 48 thumbs up. Thank y'all. I'm getting real close to 50. Northeastern Mod says, Hugh, whoop. Hugh said everyone is leaving Kami Florma. Yeah, I can't even talk, Hugh. Carlo said, what's up, Matt? Hugh said, hello, Northeastern. Northeastern Mod said, Carlo, whoop. Dearman said, I had a therapy that baptized was originally the process of leaving now how to swim or at least tread water. It would indeed by a spiritual experience. 15 people, 50 thumbs up. Thank y'all. That means I made 50. If I get one more, I can at least hold to 50. Man, that's nice. Thank y'all. The Herman said, B. Jamie says, I have grape soda. Man, I like to have a grape soda. Hugh said, roll on the floor, laugh my ass off. Hugh says, I dropped in 9 foot of pool and heart sank. And heard sink or live. Oh, Lord, shit. Anthony said, I wonder why they leave California. It's like Burma, India, nasty. They leaving it because of the governor. Hugh said, I learned how to swim quick. Yep. Hugh said, I was 8. Swim. I know what you meant. Brain says, hello from Germany. Hello from Germany. Matthew says, yep. I technically should not let her come to see me either, but if I didn't let her come by, she was upset and didn't want that. No, we don't want her upset. Hugh said, hello, Germany. Anthony said, Governor Newsom. Yep, I believe that's the name. I don't really follow it. We don't really talk politics, but I think that's the name I heard somebody say. Everybody must like his butt, because every time I hear his name, they say, what an ass. The Herman said, swimming is unnatural. If you don't know how, you will 100% panic and go down in open water. Yep. You said, right. Even the little ladies, we won't happy, not our downfall. Yeah, definitely. Let's see. Matthew said, yeah, she's also opened her Christmas gifts today, too. Oh. Carrie says, yes, California governor. Carrie, hit that, Carrie Sue, I'm sorry. Hit that like button for me, please. Matthew said, spent 100 on her. Mike said, thank you, too, for the mail today. You're welcome, Mike. Glad you got it. I'm glad people are starting to get their stuff. We need to get more addresses, what we need. D. Herman said, 5 thumbs. Herman said, yeah, I'm showing 50. But if I don't get 51, for some reason, every time I shut the live down, they always take one away from me. I don't know why. Matthew said she got a new life. She got a new My Life doll, a My Life doll desk, and a Life movie theater, and My Life ice cream and sweets card. Cool. Beth said yes. Thanks for the mail, and are so thankful to know you. Bless you to call you friends. Beth, you have no idea what you and Mike have done to change our lives. I appreciate the kind words, but you and Mike have no idea how good y'all been to us. So thank y'all. Anthony said, I feel we should welcome all the Californians with open arms so they can go to their safe place. I have no problem. The only problem I got with anybody coming in, long as it's done legally or whatever, if you don't like where you're coming from, don't come over here trying to change the laws to like you had them there. There's a reason you're leaving where you're coming from. If you want to go, if you want to live by those rules, go back. But I think they all should have a safe place to live. I really do. Splotty said, do you think you could beat Newsom in a fist fight? I don't even, wouldn't even, I have no reason to fight the man. Besides, I don't believe in fighting. Somebody come over and mess with me, they either gonna get pew-pewed or gonna knock him over the head with something. Stand there with each other, hand-to-hand fist fighting, stupid if you ask me. Rich said hello. Hello, Rich. 18 people, 50 thumbs up. Thank y'all. The Herman said we need a simple federal law that declares if something is AI. I agree. Anthony said embrace the cultural. Halson said hi. Hello, Halson. You newcomers, reach over and hit that like button for me, please. Matthew said, yeah, 4 new doll things that was $105. Matthew said 110 with text. 51. Thank y'all. 17 people in here. Still got 20 minutes. What is that show that used to be on? It was a... always would sell jewelry and shoes and stuff like that, and you always bid on it. What's the name of that thing? Everybody would always, yeah, that's it. Determines the QVC. That's what I was talking about. That's what I sound like talking about these thumbs up. We only got 20 minutes left. Get one while the supplies last. Let me go back and read. Let's see. Matthew said, that's fine. I spent $400 on Journey. D. Herman said QVC. Supposed to, yeah, exactly right. Y'all were, I draw blank like that. Anthony says, I know Mexico is wanting those Californians out. No, that shouldn't be. Why would Mexico want people out? They send the people over all the time, tit for tat, ain't it? John Deere says hi, laughing. Hello, John Deere. 17 people, 52 likes. Thank y'all. Dearman said, remember Tradio? Radio, yes. You said, have an awesome night, everyone. Got to run. See you. Thank you for stopping in. Enjoyed the conversation. Anthony said, yes, I remember. Matthew said she got an RC car that looks like the Dart 440 Daryl had. Awesome. Anthony said, Lord, and John Deere said, okay. I'm going to do it anyway. John Deere Turbo B. No. John Deere Model B. I about forgot it. Let's see. I am said, where's the beer? Man, don't have any. Beer's all out. It's right beside that like button. Hit the like button. We'll see if a beer shows up. Carla said, I got RC cars on my channel, Matthew. Matthew says, in my stockings, I hope. Buggy says, okay, now I'm comfortable. All right. Matthew said, cool. John Deere loud. John Deere Model B. John Deere said, I changed my name so you'd stop that. Buggy said he needed a beer after today. I tell you what, people sure do make them look good. Now I just don't like them, but when they're good and cold and people drink them, they really make them look good. Dearman said, awesome date idea. Go to an auction is thrilling. Yeah. Matthew said, I'm going to text Noelle and see if she wants to pop in for a minute. All right, cool. John Deere's laughing again. 15 people, 52 thumbs up. Let's see. Anthony said that's like New Yorkers buying houses in Western North Carolina, making houses prices go up. Yeah. Let's see. Matthew said she's my 8-year-old. Everybody be good now. Let's see. Buggy said that's because American beer tastes like muddy water. John Deere said butter chicks. Matthew said she was born near Christmas, so her name is Noelle. Cool. Carlos says, I'm having French toast with chipotle seasoning for breakfast. Cool. Anthony said, now Americans moving here to Colombia. Buggy says, you want the Canadian or the Mexican beer if you're going to drink it? I can't drink neither one of them, to be honest with you. I ain't never tasted a beer I like. It's just a awful taste to me. They say it tastes like horse piss, but I've never drank horse piss, so I'll take somebody's word for it. Yeah. Daryl said 41 minutes tonight. I'm going to step out and smoke. All right, Daryl, appreciate it. We got about you got about 15 minutes to puff away. Carlos said pepperoni is a great Italian beer. I'm sure I said that wrong because it ain't pepperoni, but Perona is a great Italian beer. John Deere said hi. Hello, John Deere. Hello, John Deere. How are you? 16 people, 52 thumbs up. The Armin said, I've never drank anything but chuck wine. KG Kinney said, hey lad, how are y'all? Just wanted to wish you and your family a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Kenny, you too. I hope you have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and thank you for stopping in. If you got just a minute, hit that like button for me. Thank you. Boggy says, I've had it. It's okay. Boggy says Corona is where it's at. And they make them look good too. The Corona beer sitting there with the lime sitting in top and everybody pushed the lime down. That's pretty cool. Never tasted a Corona beer though. I think my numbers have stuck again. The people number goes up, but the thumbs number is not going up. Either nobody's hitting it or it's stuck. Hello. Let's see. Buggy says, just said the Buggy said the Buggy, that's because they're good with lime. Carlos said Corona is a Mexican drug lord piss. The Armin said alcohol is poison to mammals, literally. Fact. Let's don't give any to mammals then. Anthony said they got that corn liquor here in Columbia just like that they have in western North Carolina. It's called Chicka, Chicka. 14 people, 53 thumbs up. Somebody help me out. Thank you. Thank you very much. I've had a lot of people talk about it. I've seen it. I've watched people drink it, and they say it's real smooth and it don't burn like when I drink the Grey Goose. You know, it's got that real strong taste and everything to it. They say that corn liquor's real smooth if it's done right. I've never tried it. Like I said, I've seen it and people do it, and I always tell them no, thank you. But I probably should have tried it. But anyway, Anthony said they got that nose candy too. No, we don't need that. Noel says hi, hello Noel, welcome. Boggy said I had some apple pie moonshine, dang good, dang stuff. Some of the best tasting alcohol. But it make you grow hair in places. There you go. D. Herman said smoke doesn't belong in lungs and alcohol doesn't belong in the gut. You are probably 100% right. Matthew said, hey, Noel, how you doing? Kenny said, I made some real good vodka years back. It was a sneaker, 2 shots, and it seemed up and not y'all. 16 people, 54 thumbs up. Thank you. Thank you very much. Let me go right here and see. Go to channel. Give old Noel a subscribe. Thank you for coming in, Noel. Give you a subscriber. Buggy said, even with that info, I'm still going to drink here and say that there's, yes. Yeah, I don't care about that smoking, and I really don't like the vaping either. I don't, I'm really against that. Just vape is water, and it don't need to be in your lungs. That your lungs are for air, not water. Anthony said, if people only knew how they made cocaine, they would put it. They wouldn't put it up their nose. I don't think they care what it does to them. Noah said, there's a lot of names on the wall. Are those your friends? All the people on the wall that are members of the channel, they pay to have their name put up there. Anthony said, concrete, gasoline, etc. Noel said, oh, really? Noel said, my profile pics is me and my sister Journey. I just looked at it. I give you a thumbs up. Cool. Boggy said, okay. Absolutely freaking Luke. Kitty said, sorry, typo. Let me say I made vodka years back and it was a sneaker to shot and you were 2 sheets in the, I thought that's what you meant, but I didn't say much about it, but I've heard that before. It'd sneak up on you. Boggy said, I agree with the yes and the smoking bit. See, D. Herman says, I've I probably had 8 or 10 kids, but I only know 2 of 2. I was sanitated a lot of the places, and we didn't have internet to stay in touch back then. Oh, really? Wow. I mean, I don't know if that's good or bad, but I hate it that you don't know them. But Anthony said, and of course, the cocoa plant. Anthony said, but a lot of Colombians don't like it. Buggy felt laughing. 15 people, 54 thumbs up. Adam, what's up, everyone? Hello, Adam. How you doing? Thanks for the Christmas card, Randy. You're welcome, Adam. I appreciate it. I'm glad everybody's getting it. The Herman said, grease spot. Maybe next year we can get some more addresses and we can send more out. It's something I've always wanted to do for as long as I can remember, and we've never got to send them out. So I made sure I sat down and got Randy to sit down and design them. We got them made up. I thought it was pretty cool. So I would like to keep that a tradition. So if I can get some emails and stuff of people's address, I'll try to send out cards next year. 16 people, 55 thumbs up. Thank y'all. D. Herman said, grease spot. Buggy said, it's called playing with track bunnies. Dirty D. Herman. Adam says, got to run in the gas station. Be right back. All right, Adam, be safe. I haven't seen it yet. Jess called and said she got it. All right, I won't spoil the surprise. Like I said, it's something I've always wanted to do. I got about 5 more minutes here. I'm doing good. 14 people, 56 likes. Thank y'all very much. It really makes me feel good. I like to see the number go up. I think the highest number I've ever seen is 106. So they're doing good. I'm happy for it. Thank y'all. Let's see. Grease. Adam says, D. Herman, what's up? D. Herman said, I've been pretty loyal, Morin, other than the many lovely ladies early on. You can't help your past, buddy. You can't change it. You only can live in the future. Learn from your past. Adam said, Boggy. Randy said, I got something in the mail from Never Done Projects. Buggy said, Olivia is dead set on the other buying an Evo or an R33 Skyline. I bet so. Buggy said, hey there, Adam. Carlos said, I wonder when I'll receive the... Carlo, I'm going to be honest with you. I screwed up. I'm not going to lie to you. I sent the card out and I put a stamp on it, not even thinking it's going to cost more going to Australia. So you are going to get one, but it will be late now because I have to send it, either get that one back and send it again, or I'm going to have to, because it's going to cost me a little bit more to send it all the way to Australia. But you do have one coming. Adam said Olivia has a problem with emptying other people's wallets. Don't look like she got a problem to me. Look like she does it pretty good. Horn by Man said my girlfriend is cooking for the kid. Awesome. Hit that thumbs up for me while she's cooking, please. Adam said, Big, what's up? Dale said, I'm uploading a members video tonight. Cool. Y'all jump over and become a member for Daryl so you can watch his video. Adam said, Daryl. Daryl said, Adam. Buggy said, yeah, a big problem, Adam. Carlos said, okay, no problem, Pops. John Deere laughing. Adam said, Daryl, did you get that long text? Buggy says, she deserves one or the other. I just don't want to buy it. Adam said, JD, hello. 17 people in here, 56 thumbs up. Horn by Man says thumbs up. Thank you. Thank you very much. John Deere said hi. Carlos said, what's up, Grease? Adam says, that's okay, Buggy. You can buy it for me instead. You can just give me the chrome machine that you put back over in the corner. Adam said, if that makes you feel better, or John Deere laughing. Buggy says, bet what? Bet what's the address? Adam said, big. Hornball said, have you ever seen Die Hard? I have. Adam finally working on the t-shirt and the die-cast again. Woohoo! All right. Vic, hit that like button, buddy. I'm fixing to have to check out of here for Daryl's premiere. I need a couple more thumbs up if I could get it. It'd be awesome. Adam said, I'll forward it. Adam said, I'll come pick it up. Buggy. Adam said, Vic. D. Herman said, Die Hard is a Christmas movie. That's right. Vic said, there you go. Yep, 18 people, 57 thumbs up. Thank y'all. Let's see. Buggy said, unfortunately, the Chrome machine isn't street legal. I didn't say I was going to drive it on the street. I'll put it over in the corner just like you. Hornby said, is the guy in Die Hard a police officer? I don't know. I don't think so. Adam said, Die Hard is the ultimate Christmas movie. John Deere said hi and laughing. 17 people, 57 thumbs up. And it is getting real close to 8 o'clock. Boggy says, take here out to the burnout competition when Fireball blows again. There you go. I'll do it. I'll take her out and have a good time. Fireball blows again, it's definitely going to get an LS engine. We're trying to go that route anyway. We're just trying to figure out a few things. Well, get back on the track of our car stuff, but it's coming. The Herman said, super sad to see Bruce Willis losing his mind. Looks like he's surrounded by loved ones, though. Yeah. John Deere said, good night, everybody. Adam says, street legal is only a term. It has loose meanings, Boggy. That's right. Speeding's illegal, too. Illegal takeovers is that people do it all the time. Carlos said, Bruce Willis played a cop in Die Hard. Boggy said, that's true, Adam. All right, everybody. It is 8 o'clock. It's time to jump over there to Metal Art Customs premiere. I appreciate everybody coming in. I appreciate all the likes. Looks like it's showing 57 likes, so I'll probably end up with 56. But hey, I do appreciate every one of them. Y'all really come through for me. Y'all have a good day, good night whenever you're watching this. And remember, keep it silly. Thank you.